I'm Fiona from MYPAY. Came from the northern Myanmar. MYPAY is a startup, and we founded this company 10 months ago. We are very young in this market, in the new market of Myanmar. Next slide, please. The village I came from, there is only one TV. It's black and white TV. We have no telephone. We have no internet. That's where I came from. Now I'm speaking about digital finance. It makes sense. Yeah, Myanmar, we have a 52 billion population. Out of it, 90% has telco access now. Until 2014, only 10% of population has a telephone. Within 3 years, it's been a very huge, amazing leapfrog in Southeast Asia, the quickest country to pick this telco change in Southeast Asia. From out of 90%, 80% has a smartphone. Last New Year, I went back to my home village. The sons of the farmer using smartphone playing Clash of Clans. And then he knows how to use that smartphone. He has different apps. This app is good for this, and they know how to use it. Farmer has telephone, smartphone also. And it's amazing for me that where I came from and where are we now. And out of this 80%, smartphone user has 80%, they have a social media. Facebook, Viber. They do not have, not every one of them has a bank account, but they do have a Facebook account. This is what is happening in Myanmar. All this together bring us a huge potential customer for us. Those people need financial inclusion. Those people like to have a digital finance payment solutions. Tim, what do you bring for those people?
We will bring an open platform to them. I make a bet with every one of you. I bet $100 that in 100 years from now, everyone will have cash in his pocket. 100 years ago, people had cash in his pocket. It's changed its nature. Yeah, and we try to make it secure and so on. But cash will not go away. Cash is my biggest friend. It's not an enemy. And I'm working together on my open platform, together with bank branches, bank accounts, credit cards. It all must come together. It's not a war where we fight each other. It's a war where we fight the integration, to make the integration as easy as possible, that the user can use any kind of medium exchangeably. As easy as it is convertible, cash to mobile money for the user, the more trust the user will have. This is this side. On the other side, it's about convenience. The more convenience I create for the customer, the more he will use my services. My services must be useful to the people. And we will start with micro and macro loops throughout Myanmar. It's not easy. We have seen a lot of failures in mobile money to create critical mass, to create loops. Our ecosystems, we developed 12 ecosystem points from healthcare, food, and so on, that we can provide easy payment systems for those people with a smartphone in Myanmar. How do we scale that? Where are we right now? First thing is what always bothered me is like, when I want to send money, I don't know, does the sender or the receiver actually have my mobile money platform too? So we created a mechanism or process that any sender can send the money and the receiver does not have to be registered yet. So the money goes out first. And then in the process, the receiver will register because he trusts the sender. He knows from whom he gets the money from. Number one. Number two, we had a commercial agreement in place now with one of the social media platforms in Myanmar. They have 3 million registered users. This is by far the largest platform. Any bank in Myanmar, on average, has about like 300,000 bank accounts. So we are leapfrogging, and we are scaling up on that. And we know where these users are. We are running heat maps on Yangon downtown, so we know actually where they are passing, which shops they are passing. And because we know which shops they are passing, we can limit our mobile agent network as much as possible. Every agent we create costs money, maintenance, training. He wants to get a cut of the deal. So it's not the key question is not how many agents do you have. The key question is how much revenue can you actually run through your system without a high number of agents. And we connect that to the mobile social platform because they launched games. And the social media platform now transferring games from Vietnam, which worked in Vietnam, and they translated to Burmese, and we are launching these games. So our business model in the background will have in-app purchases. Last but not least,
I started, and I'd like to end this.
Yes.
We are going to live in next month with our commercial partners. They has 3 million users. That is a Myanmar chat tool in Myanmar, very Myanmar local language and everything. And we will push our solutions into their system, and then we will introduce to 3 million people directly. That social chat tool has 8,000 people monthly active. So hopefully we will start on next month. And then one of the last and good news is, since I'm 28 years old, since the day that I born, US puts us in the sanction list. Most of business people, investors are very concerned to do business in Myanmar. I understand this part, but this is over. It's the time come. Last week, I believe everyone know, Obama promised us, I hope he keep it, that the sanction going to be lifted very soon, completely, very soon. This is good news for us because this is bring us everything to Myanmar. Time has come. So it's a time also to invest this business in Myanmar also. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm very glad to hear that Myanmar is maybe way ahead of Thailand. We are still working with MYPAY. I'm not sure it's going to be like next month or something. So I'm wondering how do you utilize your social media partners, like to advertise in the social media, or how you like send money through social media, or like Facebook, they have these functions to transfer money, and how do you like make money out of it?
Right. We are planning that in 3 phases. It would be too much for the users at first to overwhelm them with the new functionality in the chat tool. But first phase, we will share the users, and we will have joint marketing events. Those users which we are focused on, the 3 million, from day one, they are between 18 and 26 years old. They are millennials. So they go to music events, they go to parties. On these parties, believe it or not, we will distribute scratch cards. They are very used to scratch cards in Myanmar to top up their phones and so on. So we will distribute these scratch cards to load the wallet. That is the first way. It's very old style, but it's working. Second way is then they will see their money within the chat tool, and they can initiate the mobile wallet out of the chat tool. Third phase then is the full integration, where they can see and handle the full account within the chat tool. And of course, this chat tool is only the user side. On the merchant side, the chat platform already has like about 50 contracts with 50 different merchants in place, which they're offering their products into the chat social media platform. So those merchants on the other side, they are able to sell the products digitally, and the user will only click the link. And in-app purchases or link purchases by then will reduce the amount from the user account and bring the money to the merchant.
First of all, congratulations on getting this off the ground. I believe it's probably a very, very difficult task, but I'm probably underemphasizing it. But so question, when it comes to product selection, do you currently focus on digital products first? And how do you plan to expand your merchant and product offerings over time?
On the merchant side, we have 3 types of products. The first one will be fully digital, like sticker sets, the easiest, which comes to mind. The second one is then cash and delivery. Right now we have in Myanmar, it's very high, people import beat headsets and then they sell it over Facebook. But the cash collection only happens on delivery. So people will be able to use QR codes in connection with our phones, with our mobile wallet, and then they can scan the QR code on the Facebook website, and then they can pay with that. Third model will be then POS systems. But for every merchant with a POS system, I must prove the merchant, hey, I'm bringing 50% of your customers already have my wallet. So that will take a little bit time, but actually for those places where we know our 3 million registered users, because we are running the heat maps, they are in your shop. I can prove it to him. And then we put there the POS system not as a card swiping system, but as a QR code displayed at the shop, and the merchant gets directly the amount on his smartphone, because the merchant also has a smartphone.
Thank you so much.